And one of my favorite quotes couldn't be more perfect for today. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Thank you for showing us the way. It gives me nothing but a great honor and privilege to welcome to the stage Mr. Douglas Neway and Mrs. Caryn Green.
Can't believe we're on our 10th year, and Doug was smart enough and kind enough to agree that I don't have to speak tonight. So all I want to say is this, we're thrilled to be honored. We could not have done it without everybody in this room. Some of you guys have been here since day one. Jen and I, we're Mark and Jen. This was our baby, and they were honored last year, and truly, it means the world to have you all here, but people who don't even have a child or a parent with type 1 and are here supporting our children and everyone touched with this disease, I cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you for being here, and I'm out.
Well, that's the benefit of being here for the past 10 years. I know that my wife is going to be reduced to tears whenever a video goes on the screen. So we did choose to have me be the family spokesman. And I have to say, pulling together remarks for this is kind of difficult because, I mean, I've given speeches before on topics or about people, but never about anything that we've done. So it's a little bit weird. So I just started thinking about how we feel about this and came up with a couple of feelings and emotions, and I figured I would just share those with you. And the first would be pride. I cannot deny that I'm so proud to be receiving this honor, and we are receiving this honor. And I'm really, really proud of my wife for starting this event 10 years ago. For those of you who don't know her, I married a force of nature. And not a week goes by where I'm not marveling at some incredible accomplishment that she's done. But her efforts and her commitment and her drive to starting this gala and raising funds to find a cure for type 1 diabetes is awe-inspiring. I'm really proud of you. Now I'm going to start. I often say that I was wise to hitch my wagon to her star, and it couldn't be truer. Without your drive and your commitment, it's very likely that this award could have been for consecutive hours of television watching while eating Cheez-Its. The next emotion, I would say, is gratitude. I'm so grateful for all of the friends and family that have joined us tonight and have joined us every year, year after year after year. I mean, out in the lobby and just seeing people that we've been seeing for 10 years and having them come back, and it's just incredible, and it gives you chills. Caryn had this idea to start it, but the success of it isn't really due to so much us or her. There's a group of people in this room, and they stood earlier, the gala committee, that they are incredible. I mean, I've served on committees. I've never seen a committee that attains such results year in and year out. And it's not just a group of pissed off parents that are trying to find a cure for type 1 diabetes, although there's a fair share of those people on the committee. But there are people that have no relation to this disease. And they just decided either they knew us or they knew somebody else who had a type 1 child in their family, and they decided to volunteer their efforts and make this event a success year after year. And all I can say is that there is a special place in heaven for you people. And in that place, everybody will agree with you. There will be no promises that are not kept, and there will be no deadlines. So you can be assured of that. And We love you for that, and thank you so much for your efforts. The next feeling is just uncomfortableness. Being an honoree really does make you feel uncomfortable. I prefer when people say nice things about us behind our backs, not to us. And being in the spotlight feels a little bit strange because although we appreciate the recognition, I kind of feel like we're stealing the light from the real honorees for this evening, and those are the people that are dealing with this disease. This disease sucks, and there's nothing that we wouldn't do to just eradicate it from the earth. Taylor was diagnosed 12 years ago, and everything seems to impact her treatment. It's a disease of variables. Her diet impacts her treatment, her activity impacts her treatment, her growth impacts her treatment, her emotional state impacts her treatment. Don't get me started on puberty. And it affects, and as most of you know, it affects everybody in the family. Siblings feel neglected, parents are tired and nervous all the time, and we feel guilty for being angry at our kid that has a disease because they forgot to do something to take care of themselves. And that's a tough position to be in. So you pile all of that onto an adolescent who just wants to be normal, just want to have friends, have sleepovers, not worry about what they eat, not worry about checking their blood sugar, not worrying about giving themselves insulin. And you can't help but feel that it's just so unfair. And to me, that's where our focus needs to be, on those children that are dealing with this and those adults that are dealing with this. So it's a little bit uncomfortable being in the spotlight. Final feeling is hope. I mean, I look around, this is a record-breaking evening. There's 600 people in this room. And I can't help but be hopeful. I really believe we're getting closer and closer to a cure, and I just want you all to remember that when that announcement comes, some date in the future, remember this night, because you're all a part of that cure happening. So just please be proud of yourselves. So those are the emotions that I've had, and in closing, I'd like to conclude with a quote from a favorite songwriter, John Lennon, who said, "Whatever you do, don't let anybody name a charity gala after one of my songs." Wait, no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong quote. John Lennon did say, "I get by with a little help from my friends," and we certainly do. So thank you again for this wonderful honor. Okay, the force of nature just said that I should be congratulating Dee and Annie and say, let's say how beautiful they look tonight.
Yes. Dee and Annie, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dee and Annie.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 2016 Fund to Cure speaker, Taylor Neway.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Taylor Neway, and that was me in that video 9 years ago. I'd still like to thank you all today for attending this evening and for your kindness and generosity. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age of 2, and because there isn't a cure yet, I still have it today. Tonight is a very special night for me and my family. It's the 10th anniversary of the annual gala that my parents and their friends started back in 2006. For as long as I could remember, this gala has been as big in my house as Christmas. It's something we start planning for way in advance, and there is always that expectation that this year will be better than the last, and that one day we'll just have a big party to celebrate the cure that we were able to help fund. But until that day, you're going to have to hear from kids like me who have type 1, and we're going to help you understand what our lives are like and why it's so important to help fund the research for a cure. This year, I started high school. I'm in a new school with new students and new teachers. If you remember back in your high school days, the last thing you want to be in this situation is different. As a freshman, it's best to stay under the radar and not bring any attention to yourself until you figure things out. Unfortunately, I didn't have this luxury. My teachers were told about my disease before my first day, and I had the pleasure of delivering 7 emergency packs on the first day of school. I also had to educate them about the need to check my numbers while in class and tell them what signs to look for if I'm going too high or too low. Freshman teachers don't really like to hear how you may become confused, dizzy, or maybe even have a seizure in their class. My new classmates have varying opinions about this. Some think it's neat, some think I'm a curiosity, some think I'm some sort of a freak. As a consequence, I prefer to be very private about my diabetes and try not to bring any attention to myself. I want to be judged by the kind of person I am and not by the disease I have. I don't want to give you this impression I'm having an awful high school experience because so far it's been really good. I've made lots of new friends and gotten involved in great activities. And for the most part, I'm making my way through my freshman year right, like really good. But I'm just one kid with type 1. Yes, when my numbers are off, I have trouble concentrating and difficulty focusing, but so far I'm handling it. I think that there are many other kids like me that aren't handling it so well. I've learned that not everyone who has type 1 has the same experiences as I do. Some have terrible highs, some have terrible lows. Some miss a lot of school because of their disease, and others may just keep it to themselves, so they're not experiencing all that the school could offer. We all have to figure things out with our feelings, and we have to manage our disease. Many people don't realize that type 1 diabetes is the only disease where patients and their caregivers are making dosing decisions for a drug that could kill you, and we are making these decisions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's exhausting. It sure would be great to find a cure. That's where you guys come in. We're about to open up the bidding for Fund a Cure, where every dollar you donate goes directly to research, no deductions for JDRF costs. This is where you get the biggest bang for your buck. I got to tour the University of Florida Diabetes Research Center this year, and they are giving so many promising investigations into a cure. It gave me a lot of hope, but it's clear without all of JDRF's funding, it could all come to a screeching halt. Please don't let this happen. Help make this the year where we find a cure. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight's gala, and thank you for caring.
No, stay here.
Last year, you met someone very special, Xander Clem. His family had just been touched by type 1 diabetes, and he not only stepped up to chair the newly formed Board of Ambassadors, but got his company, Morgan & Morgan, to be the presenting sponsor. This year is no different. Xander has again served as the chair for the Board of Ambassadors, and once again worked hard to secure his firm, Morgan & Morgan, as the presenting sponsors of this year's gala. Please join me in welcoming Xander to the stage.
That's the first time I've ever had the opportunity to get a picture with a Miss America. Carmen, please excuse me for doing so. Can you guys hear me in the back? All right, because I know I was having a little bit of a hard time up here, but for those of you that have not been here before, most of you have, but this is my second year, the second annual gala for me and Carmen. And as I told you guys last year, I'm not happy about being here at all. You know why? Because my son has type 1 diabetes. We got diagnosed with this thing February 23, 2015. There are some dates that you just never forget. It's embellished in your mind forever. But here we are the second year, Caryn Green and Doug Neway, 10 years into this thing. Many of you guys have been battling this for decades. I see Tyler there, he's 24 now. He's been dealing with this since he was 13 years old. And by the way, I want everybody to know that, you know, these kids are beautiful, they're normal, they play basketball today. JDRF, Alexander, you scored 4 points, you should have had 10, for God's sakes. I mean, that outside three-pointer, you got to work on it, son. Victor Klein's here in the house, he can help you with it. But they look normal, and they are, and they're beautiful, and they're wonderful. But beneath this outer veneer of these great kids is a deadly disease. This is a real deal disease. And that's why we're here tonight. You guys were here, many of y'all last year. We raised a record amount of money. And Andy, you know about raising money for politics and for your cause. But this is a real deal. And what I want to share with you